to Unit 1, Lesson 9. This is for Grade 10 Applied Math. And we are just looking at a few more examples of how to solve equations. And these are about the most complex equations we're going to see in this unit. So we're combining together our brackets that we have to distribute out first, as well as situations when we have variables on both sides of the equal sign. So we always want to start, if there's any brackets, we have to distribute those out first. So in A, I see a 5 out front of this bracket. I'm going to multiply the 5 into the n and into the 3. So I get 5n plus 15, and then equals on the other side 2n minus 6. That's not changing. Then I need to really check and make sure that to see if there are any like terms. So I always, sorry about that, just want to make sure, are there any like terms on the left or on the right before I start to solve? And in this case, no, I don't have any other like terms. So I'm going to put my dotted line down from the equal sign and then look at how to solve this. So I do have variable terms on both sides. There's the 5n on the left and the 2n on the right. I'm going to move that 2n by doing the opposite operation. So I'm going to subtract 2n, and remember that when I'm doing this, I'm lining it up with the ones that are like terms. So putting that right below the 5n. So here I have 3n plus 15 equals the 2n minus 2n is gone, and then I just have negative 6. Continuing on, now I just have all my variables together on the left-hand side, which is great. I need to get rid of that plus 15. So I'm going to do the opposite by typing in minus 15 on both sides. So that'll leave me just 3n on the left. So I get 3n equals negative 6 take away 15 is negative 21. Now my last step is to get rid of that 3. And we know that that's going to be division by 3 on both sides. Switch colors again. And here we get negative 21 divided by positive 3 is negative 7. Okay, moving on to B. Again, we always want to start by distributing in the numbers in front of any brackets. We want to get rid of any brackets before we try to solve. So 3n plus 3 times 1 is 3, and I have plus 11 equals 9 minus 2n. Now I need to check and see, do I have any like terms? And I do have some. Basically, if you ever have more than 2 terms on either side, like on the right-hand side, that's fine. 9 minus 2n, I can't simplify. But here, I have 2 regular numbers, just 3 plus 11. I want to combine those together and just make that 3n plus 14, because having fewer things before you start to solve is going to make the solving easier. So now I'm ready to solve. So I just had those 2 like terms that I wanted to add together there. Now, here I need to get all of my n's to the same side, to the left side. So I'm going to deal with getting rid of this negative 2n. The opposite operation is adding 2n, and I have to do that on both sides. So here I've got 5n plus 14 equals 9. Doing the opposite operation to get rid of the 14 now. Remember, opposite order of Bedmas, subtract 14 on both sides, and I get 5n equals 9 take away 14 is negative 5. The very last step to solve here, I'm going to divide both sides by 5, and we would come up with n equals negative 1. Got a couple more examples. I suggest maybe giving this one a try. If you want to pause this, try C and see if you get the right answer. Pause it, give it a try on your own, and then watch the video to check your work. Okay, so hopefully you did give this one a try. And did you multiply in here to get 15t plus 30 equals 9t plus 6? Then I'm double checking. Do I have any like terms? Nope. Any like terms over there? Nope. So then I'm going to start to solve. Put your dotted line down from the equal sign. Look for any variable terms that need to come together. So this 9t, I want it on the left. So I'll get rid of it over here by subtracting. The opposite of positive 9t is minus 9t. And note that I've put that right under the 15t. I didn't put it over by the 30. I put it with its like terms to make it easier for me to spot. So 15t take away 9t is 6t. I still have plus 30 equals 6. Then opposite operations to get rid of that plus 30. I'm going to do minus 30, and of course I have to do that on both sides. So here I have 6t equals 6, take away 30 is into the negatives, negative 24. And then I have to clear that 6 that's multiplied by the t, because it's multiplied, the opposite of multiply is divide. So we get t equals negative 24 divided by positive 6 is negative 4. Okay. Our last example in this one. Here we have to make sure we're only multiplying the thing right in front of the brackets into these brackets. That 5w is not involved in the multiplication. So it's just going to stay out front. The only thing that multiplies is that negative 3 into the two pieces in the brackets. So I have 5w minus 3 times 4w is minus 12w, and minus 3 times 8 is negative 24, equals 11 minus 2w. Then we need to check and make sure if there's any like terms or cleaning up we can do on either side. And here I do see some. I've got 5w minus 12w. Those are like terms, so I'm going to combine them together and make it negative 7w minus 24 equals 11 minus 2w. So I need to do these steps. I need to do the multiplying in, and I need to do the like terms before I try to do my solve. Because the solving, once you've done those, is kind of the same every time. So we need to move all of my variables to the left. So this negative 2w is going to come over, and I'm going to do the opposite operation. So I need to add 2w to each side, undoing the minus 2w. So negative 7 plus 2 is 5w. I still have minus 24, and I have equals 11. Following those same steps now, get rid of the minus 24 by doing plus 24 on both sides. So here we've got 5w equals 11 plus 24 is 35. And then undoing this times 5, I'm going to write divided by 5 on both sides. So I get w equals 7. Again, remember we can show this division like a division sign, or over here like I did in part C with the fraction. Either way is fine. So that's kind of a review of all of the different types of solving equations that we could have in this unit.